plants you can't kill.
If you need a fail-safe shrub that you cannot kill, that you buy a stick from a nursery and you're like, do a panicle hydrangea. You know, hydrangea paniculatas are so gosh darn tough. You could pick any cultivar. It does not matter. They're all very tough. You coppice it back to nothing. You renovation prune it. You don't do anything to it, you know, for years and years and years. Panicle hydrangeas will maintain. They don't need fertile soil. They'll do lean soil. They'll even do some standing water at times and still do okay. They take salt. They take wind. They take it all. And they're kind of the tougher hydrangea. They're the hydrangea that keeps on giving. I happen to pick Limelight. You know, honestly, just because it was warm yesterday when I was doing the notes and I was thinking about margaritas, and it's a margarita color. So Limelight's beautiful. It blooms a little bit later than your macrophyllus or your serratas. It will start out kind of this chartreusey lime green, which is absolutely beautiful. The blooms are conical shaped, kind of like an ice cream cone. And then they will fade to white. And then as we hit some cool temps into fall, it turns pink and kind of a dusty rose color. The blossoms also persist on the shrubs over the winter, so they kind of fade out to this tawny taupe color and just give, you know, a really nice texture and some structure to the garden for a deciduous shrub over the winter. The snow gathers on them. It's absolutely beautiful. And you know, panicle hydrangeas, zones 3 to 9. That's really, really a large zonal range for one shrub. This is not for the faint of heart. Limelight gets big. It gets 6 to 8 feet tall and 6 to 8 feet wide. That's a big one. But like I said, you know, there's panicle hydrangeas that will only get 2 feet tall and 2 feet wide. You know, Bobo, that's a great dwarf species that does really well. Like I said, it's hard to kill. It really is. Aside from that blossom color transition that it does, you know, it starts blooming probably, I would say, around early to mid-June. You know, right on the cusp of the beginning of summer is when you really start to see the panicle hydrangeas coming into their own. And then it also gets foliage color in fall. It tends to kind of go more of the yellow gold tone. The leaves are bright green, lance-like, and they're just really, really lovely. But you can expect a little bit of yellow coloring to it before it drops its leaves and goes forward. But I actually, you know, we get plant samples. It's a perk of the job. And years ago, we had gotten a couple of panicle hydrangeas, and they were newer varieties, and I didn't have space, so I shoved one down by my mailbox. I live in a rural location where one of those horrific, I guess it's called like a brush hog comes through at a certain point in time during the year and just like mows down everything that's on, you know, within 4 feet of the road. Well, my panicle hydrangea was there and it just like mowed it right down. And it looked like, I don't know, like the dog had been chewing on it for years and it was awful. I'm like, that's a goner. And wouldn't you know it, last year, out of nowhere, from its roots, it just looked gorgeous again. So then I went out there and I put, you know, a flagging tape all the way around it when the guys were coming to do the mowing again. And I had the sign, no mow, pollinator zone, you know, and the whole nine. But I mean, it got brush hogged and it came back. So I really think panicle hydrangeas are hard to kill. And Carol, I know you've got panicle hydrangeas as well, right?
I do. I think, is PG hydrangea
yes.
panicle?
That's a classic favorite.
Classic. I've got a tree. Yeah. It's you know, 15 feet tall. It came with the house. Yeah, you cannot kill them.
Wait, is that the tree that fell over in a storm and your husband and you jacked it back with like a whole system?
Husband and me. I did, yes. I jacked it back up.
Don't give Patrick any credit.
He posted about it in his blog. He was taking a nap when I was out there pruning it so that it would be like, so I physically be able to stand it back up again. Yeah, really, it's amazing what they will put up with.
All right. So, you heard it here first. It can be a decades-old tree get unearthed and still get propped back up and keeps a licking and keeps on ticking. Absolutely. So that's awesome.